This video is meant to bring to attention one of the things I think is hurting old school RuneScape the most right now. A lot of current players already have membership, but almost all new players start out in free to play. New players entering a game are usually the least vocal and might even just give it a chance once or twice. In this video, I want to document what new players actually see and experience in free to play. I don't have a clear solution to this problem, but I hope the attention this video gets will at least push Jagex to search harder for a solution. Although old school RuneScape has thousands of loyal players, the game will die if new players dismiss the game because of problems seen in this video. The problem I'm talking about and have been talking about for almost a year now is botting. But it's not the conventional type of botting to train up an account or to make enough gold to buy a high level weapon. This type of botting is seen by some as a business opportunity. People are investing in servers and basic coding skills to literally mine old school RuneScape's virtual currency. Jagex has put in place account restrictions in free to play to try to combat this mass suicide botting problem, but it's not effective enough, as you'll see later in the video. Let me know in the comments any solutions you can think of, and please like and share this video. Okay, let's start off in Varrock, basically the center of free to play. I didn't believe it the first time I heard about it, but apparently there are about 15 to 20 bots per world that run from Varrock East Bank to the Blue Moon Inn, which is the Varrock bar. All they do is buy beer from the bartender for a 27 GP margin. Obviously, because of the bot farm, the price of beer has decreased significantly and it used to be more profitable, and yet it's still been running for months and months on end. It's kind of insane how little RuneScape gold profit margin someone needs to set up a bot farm like this. Now let's head over to the Draynor village and Draynor Manor area. We've got multiple bot farms here, but let's start out with one I came across accidentally. There were a lot of pretty obvious bots in the Draynor village bank, and I followed them north to the wheat field. I guess just like all the flax bots in the old days, there are 5 to 10 accounts in every single world picking wheat, which is only 24 GP each. Now someone might argue that these are exactly the type of bot farms that would be banned before the 18 hours is up, the requirement to use the Grand Exchange or trade players. But let's go north to Draynor Manor and see why that hasn't been working. I've gotten a lot of different messages about bot farms in Draynor Manor in free-to-play worlds. Most people who told me about it also said all the bots pick up the fish food and they think they're trying to profit from it because it's around 400 GP each. But if you look at the new account trade restrictions, instead of having a playtime for 18 hours, you could just have 7 quest points. Now I don't know why Jagex thought 7 quest points is an appropriate amount. There are bots that complete some of the longest and hardest quests in the game already, so 7 quest points in free to play seems like a really low requirement. Basically though, this bot farm is doing Ernest the Chicken. There's another bot farm that does Romeo and Juliet. In fact, a lot of the easiest free to play quests are botted to get the 7 quest points requirement. A lot of the bots you're seeing in this video probably have 7 or more quest points, so whatever restriction Jagex has put in place is not working. If you're not convinced the questing bots get around Jagex's restrictions, just go to the Varrock sewer, where there are 2 to 3 bots in every single free to play world waiting there for the 18 hours to expire so that they can go bot and trade away the loot they get. They attack the tiny rats so they can stay logged in for a longer amount of time. So clearly an 18-hour time limit or 7 quest point restriction is not the answer to this. This bot farm is definitely one of the more profitable ones per bot at least. Telegrabbing Wines of Zamorak on the 2nd floor of the Chaos Temple. It requires a total level of 500 to access, which obviously you can totally get from 18 hours of playtime when most free-to-play bots are banned. These bots have many combinations of low free-to-play stats just to get that 500 total level. Some of them actually have incredibly high magic levels, like this one, which has 77 magic. Let me just translate how much GP these bots make for you. This bot has 82 magic. Dividing the 2.4 million XP from 82 magic by the amount of XP per cast of telekinetic grab, you get over 72,000 Wines of Zamorak, which are 1.5k each right now. So this bot alone has made over 100 mil in free to play. It's definitely harder to tell which account's a bot here, but other than the consistency of their stats and everything, I devised a simple test. Why not put a cash stack where they're telegrabbing the Wines of Zamorak? It appears in a minute, and we'll wait and see if they actually pick it up. And then it's over here, I tested this with like 4 or 5 different of these guys and nobody telegrabbed it. Whoever's running them is making hundreds of mils. Now, if a free-to-play player goes to Edgeville, this is what they see. I'm sure they'll be pretty confused here. There are, I don't know, 30-ish bots per world last time I checked. I think they're crafting unstrung gold amulets for a profit of 42 GP each. I couldn't look up some of the accounts because they were too new, but some of them had over 50 crafting. You can see by the continuity of the format of their name, it's probably one guy who's running this bot farm and creating all these accounts. It's super depressing. There's nothing I can personally do about this other than make this video and report every single one I can. How has Jagex not invested in a long-term solution to this? So what if a new player decides to try out the free-to-play PvP world? Let's take a look at Lumbridge. This clip is not speeded up or anything. This is literally how many bots are running back and forth between the bank chest in the PvP world in the center of the Lumbridge Castle Square. There are literally hundreds of bots here 24/7. All they're doing is filling a vial with water from the fountain to profit 2 GP per vial. If you right click on them, you can't see even half of the amount of players there. This is absolutely insane, and it's only possible in the Lumbridge free-to-play PvP world because of that bank chest. It's been going on for at least 6 months, so I don't understand why, for example, Jagex doesn't just take the fountain out right there in the PvP world. All these free-to-play bots do the best free-to-play moneymakers, driving down the prices of all those free-to-play goods. So a new player would make a lot less gold now because of the bots than they do without huge bot farms in the game. For example, logs used to be 500 GP each, and now they're only 172 GP. One of them had over 79 woodcutting, and it's literally impossible to get 79 woodcutting in 18 hours on a fresh account, so clearly they're not being banned in time. Other than the yew trees, almost every single convenient oak woodcutting location is full of bots. The location southeast of the Grand Exchange has 8 or 9 bots in every single world. Obviously, the location west of Varrock Bank has another 5 or 6 in every single world. Even locations near Barbarian Village have 4 or 5 bots in every single world. If a new player or an old player returning to the game made a free-to-play account and started woodcutting to get that nostalgic feeling, this is what they'd be met with. They wouldn't even be able to find a good spot to cut oak logs. If they even made it up to 60 woodcutting, they'd realize cutting yew trees isn't worth their time anymore. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse here, but I'm trying to prove a point. If you go to the Port Sarum docks, there are bots in almost every single world depositing at the bank deposit box. They go back to Karamja through the jungle and are obviously fishing here. But don't worry, right? They can't transfer their goods over. Except if you look any of them up, they have over 70 fishing. One had 79, one had 70, one had 77. And they're fishing lobster, swordfish, and tuna. You can't get those levels in 18 hours. And they're still not banned. Every single world there are at least 15 bots fishing here. Now I'm only telling you guys about this bot because Jagex found a way to track and ban them. It is pure chaotic evil. The bot's goal is to randomize all free-to-play actions, including quests, buying things in the Grand Exchange, training up every free-to-play skill. It upgrades its gear by itself. The described goal of the script is to make free-to-play one-click. And at first, Jagex had no idea this was going on. There was a progress thread posted back when this bot was super active of players with about 70 in most free-to-play stats. As you guys can see, it's pretty random as to what the bot trains first and how high it goes. I told Modweeth about the bot, and he improved the bot detection systems to actually catch the bot. I don't know how it catches the bot, but it works really well now, and all of these bots are banned because dozens of people posted in the forum and said they were banned within 8 to 10 hours of using the bot. But if a bot like this was actually perfected and unbannable, it would completely destroy the game. So I gotta say, honestly, nice save by Jagex here. And if we go over to the Remington mine, every world has at least 10 bots, sometimes closer to 20. It's gotta be almost impossible to not see large quantities of bots if you're just starting out in free-to-play. Now, if you're at the Varrock West Bank in most worlds, this is what you'll see. There are bots running back and forth from the clay mines to the south, but there are also bots just kind of standing around here and actually going upstairs. In terms of total bots, this must be the biggest one. All of these bots mine clay south of Varrock, and I don't know exactly how it works, but once in a while they actually drop trade their progress above the Varrock West Bank. You'll find in every single world 5 to 10 of these bots just standing around, and if you go to the actual mine, you'll see at least 10 bots in every single world. But here's something really fun. If you just drop clay leading away from the mine, they'll follow it, basically creating mass panic. But a nice simple trail of clay over to the Dark Wizards to the east, you can get as many as 10 or so killed per time you do it. Just if any of you really want to go bot busting. I already talked about this in previous videos, but a lot of shops in free-to-play also have bots in every single world buying out their stock for like a 1 or 2 GP margin, just like these feather buying bots. A free-to-play player goes to buy something from a shop and they see bots. Let's move into some semi-mysterious bot farms that I honestly don't know what they're for. In every free-to-play world, there's a stack of about 10 bots, 1 tile north of the Northern Grand Exchange clerk. In some worlds, it looks like they're trading the guy next to them, but every single bot is busy when you try to trade them, which makes me think they're merchant bots, but I have no idea. Here's a different bot I followed, and I have no idea what it does. Every single one of their usernames is just a 7-digit number. They're in the default character, and they wield the bronze sword and wooden shield. When I saw them here, all they did was run between Edgeville Bank and Varrock West Bank. They didn't bank, that's all they did. They were between combat levels 10 and 14. If anybody knows what these are, definitely let me know in the comments. Make sure to ask Jagex what they're doing to stop botting in free-to-play so that new players might actually want to play for longer than an hour. And finally, if you look at the player count on free-to-play worlds, and after everything I've shown you in this video, how many people could possibly actually be real players? Like 50 out of 300?